Now, it may be pretty much fun and games for the many people who've headed to the beaches and parks like this in Chelmsford today, but those health warnings are a really serious business, particularly for the elderly and those suffering from chronic illness. Delighted to say we're joined now by St John's Ambulance volunteer Lawrence Aldren. Thank you very much for being with us today. You've already done a shift of work, so what have you been doing already today, Lawrence?
Yes, so I'm a student nurse, so I've already been on a community nursing shift this morning on placement, and now I'm here with you.
There'll be lots of people who have maybe been out in the sun already today, or maybe planning an evening out, depending on what the weather's going to be like tomorrow. So what are the sort of main areas of concern? What should they be looking out for?
Yeah, so obviously the main one, firstly, is sunburn. Sunburn, we all know, it's when your skin goes red and it starts to burn. The main thing with that is just to keep it cool, so put some water on it for 10 minutes, put some after sun on, and then after that, if it's got any blisters, just to get them checked out. And then obviously it can move on to things like dehydration. With dehydration, we need to give people some water, and isotonic drinks, the sort of the salt drinks, but not cooking salt. And just give them some water, and hopefully they'll start to pick up. They should probably have a headache. They'll probably feel quite dizzy and sweaty as well.
But there's a bit, sort of seriousness-wise, there's a big difference between those and the other end of the scale, which is heat stroke. Is that right?
Yes, absolutely.
So what are the sort of warning signs there? Because on a day like today, when it's 30+ degrees still here and past 5 o'clock, you've got to be concerned, haven't you?
Yes, absolutely. So when it moves to things like heat stroke, people stop being sweaty. They start to become very dry. They start to become very pale. And they sort of move on to be much more dangerous areas. Their temperature is usually above about 40. At that point, it's a medical emergency, so they need to go, you need to dial 999, you need to get help. Most importantly, you need to move them into the shade, you need to give them sips to drink and try and cool them down, but nothing like ice packs or an ice bath, as that can actually make things worse.
Okay, and looking around the park today, we've been here for a few hours. There's loads of kids playing in the playground. The good news is most of those kids have got hats on or have been kept in the shade by their parents. What sort of other things should parents be aware of on a day like today?
Yeah, so sunscreen, so anything over 30 SPF is really good to help keep that. Hats, and just staying out of the sun in peak times, so between sort of 11 and 3. If you can stay indoors or out the shade, then is really important as well.
Okay, you've had a shift, you've come live on 5 News. What are you doing for the rest of the day? Chilling out?
Yes, hoping the shake stop.
Okay, well, we'll sort you out a 5 News ice cream. Thank you very much,
Wonderful.
Lawrence. It's a
Thank
pleasure
you.
to talk to you. Thank you very much.